Money Matters FC is what we are becoming now, as money is becoming an impediment, or rather, is slowing down the progress of everything Man United wants to do. That's in and out. But what exactly is being planned this coming week? That's what I'm here to tell you about. As also, I remind you how you need to rush, learn how to earn online. Guys, the transfers is not the most important thing in life. I think there are more important things to life than just following United and the transfer situation and what have you. It's better to enjoy United when you're making money for yourself. Guys, come and understand how in this day and age the internet is able to change your life financially from wherever you are. I'm waiting for you. Use the number down there on your screen to learn and, of course, understand the business of the internet from wherever you are. I need you for just an hour, not so much of your time. Day or night, I'll be here for you. Now, guys, what's happening with Man United? So, of course, there's a bit of, I think, what should I say, worrying about the issues of Mbeumo and Man United. But listen, here's the situation. So, of course, we know that Mbeumo and Man United have their plan in place because the personal terms were agreed. It is a mutual feeling of love between the two parties. United want the player. The player is obsessed about United. He made it clear to Brentford and Spurs, who are reportedly also interested and watching keenly and waiting for an opportunity to pounce. He told them, it's only one club I'm joining, that's Man United. And they already had a plan after their agreed personal terms that, okay, you know what, we know you're on your holiday, but the moment we agree, because United were hoping that the 62.5 million quid will be accepted. And according to Team Talk, they agreed with Mbeumo. They have a plan, a pending plan that this early next week we will be doing our medical. But Brentford feel maybe it's a bit of Man United trying to push them and corner them into accepting money, because it leaked that again from Team Sport that Manchester United had agreed set a date for the medical early next week with Brian Mbeumo. Now, Brentford say this bid is not enough because, again, for them, in their eyes, their player is much better than Cunha. I have a feeling that this Brentford and Man United Mbeumo situation could set a precedent that maybe could impact on the rules of the game in the future. You know, the rules of the game keep changing. You know now that starting next season, we are going to have a chance to look at what happens in the dressing rooms, cameras in there. I was hoping it happened, honestly. I wonder why it took them so long, but of course, you know that these English guys are always a bit proud and they don't want to copy things in the US, because this has been happening in baseball and basketball. But in this day and age, people want to see what happens in the kitchen. What are you hiding? We want to see the pep talk, for example, that Pep. You've seen the documentaries we've watched showing us how Pep talks to players in the dressing room. His pep talk about Mikel Arteta and his all or nothing. People enjoy that bit so much because it shows how good a coach is and the tactics and what. So starting next season, we are going to be getting a sneak peek into the dressing rooms. I don't know how deep the access will be. We'll get to see it, but they are going to start doing it. I've been hoping and praying for this for a long time. But also, substitute players will be interviewed in form of a flash interview, sort of. So, which is a good thing. So I also think after this incident with Cunha, because Brentford have rejected Man United's bid because they overemphasize the fact that Man United paid or is paying Wolves 62.5 million for a player who they feel is not as good as their own. So they are saying these players play the same position. This hours has scored 5 more goals. He has spent more time in the Premier League, proven himself in a better team that finished ahead of the other team. Why are you giving us the same amount or even less? So that's what they are saying. So I feel like in the future, it's very possible that they will change rules and these clubs will advocate for that, a change of rules so that other clubs don't get to know, the public does not get to know how much is being paid for a player in terms of buyout clause or whatever. So they conceal these figures so that you will not use what a club paid for another player in your negotiations. I feel like they might try to push to that because honestly, this is sort of it doesn't look so good at all, because you negotiate on your own. Don't bring in issues of another club and stuff. But if you don't know what happened in the other deal, you certainly will not have anything. So you just negotiate on your own independently and value your player your way, depending on just what you know about your player, not what you've heard about another player and the team. So, but anyway, so the plan for United now is they're still going on. The talks are still progressing, even through the weekend. I'm told even through the weekend, United are still negotiating because they're still trying to push to ensure that early next week, this week that starts tomorrow, Mbeumo is being allowed to proceed and go for the medical, because the plan is already in place for him. United are focusing on sealing him. So I don't think Team Talk were wrong in saying that the medical is set, because the medical situation is an agreement you have between the club and the player. When can we have the medical, especially now that the player is on holiday? Because United felt they had progressed enough to a level they didn't think probably that Brentford would say no. But even now, I think they know. Because I think Brentford just wants just about 65 million, something more than what United are paying for Cunha. But we'll wait for that to happen. But still talking money, money is a bit of an impediment again when it comes to departures. We know with Rashford that's the case, and Barcelona. But the key guy now is Sancho, because Sancho has spoken to Jose Mourinho, but now Fenerbahce have pulled out of the Sancho deal as if they have paused it because they feel they cannot give anything more than the £160,000 per week that they were willing to offer. But Sancho earns about £250,000 per week. He will not take anything less than that. So Fenerbahce are saying, I mean, it's either that or we move on. So they have moved on to John Duran now, a striker from Al Nassr, and already they've been given the green light to proceed and talk to him. So probably Sancho now is only left with Juventus and Napoli. Napoli are so serious with Darwin Nunez, so maybe they will not give him a lot. They had their time with him. They are still interested probably, but the fee is still an impediment. Then Juventus as well spoke to him directly in a video call. They seem to be now the ones in the lead to sign him, but you don't think they're also going to pay £250,000 per week. Sancho doesn't seem to want to touch a penny of his money. So then what is Man United left to do? Because no club in Europe is going to pay Sancho £250,000 or above it net per week. No club is going to pay that money. He seems to want that money. Now, does United have an option of terminating his contract? Does it work for them? There's PSR. If they just terminate, they're still paying so much money to Borussia Dortmund. So they've got to figure out a way. Sancho certainly will not go to Saudi. He's prioritizing top leagues. In fact, he said part of the reasons why he turned down Fenerbahce is because it's not in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So is he going to... He's not certainly not going to go to Saudi. So, because yet Saudi maybe can give him the money. Definitely they can. So what then is going to happen? So the Sancho deal is also dragging. So we could be left in a situation where United is stuck with Sancho. What then happens? Is he going to be banished and sent with the reserves? Probably. Is he going to train by himself but earning more than everyone else? It's a tricky situation. So you can see how things are beginning to get heavy on Man United. Why? Because these players signed long, heavy, insane contracts that to undo them is not an event. It's going to take a long period of negotiation. So that's where we are when it comes to some of these players. So it's not a good place to be at, but again, you expected this really, because the mess that got the other guys sacked, the Richard Arnolds and name them, was so deep that you didn't think it was going to be solved, in a snap of a finger. You expected such challenges to come. So it's quite a challenge, but not one perhaps that's impossible, because eventually Sancho's contract will expire, or it will get to a point where they can disentangle their relationship. So let's wait and see how it will go. Of course, it's all not done yet. There is still, of course, talks going on, but we hope that the boy gets in his right senses and thinks of about football more than money, like many players have done. The Nico Williams of this world. Talk of Rashford, I think, is also willing to take a bit of a pay cut to join Barcelona. For Sancho, money first. We are waiting. The deal is progressing. Meanwhile, Emi Martinez, who has been waiting on United for quite some time, and now there is, of course, another goalkeeper, the Atalanta goalkeeper, who is being talked about. But on Emi Martinez, whereas currently there is no contact, and Fabrizio has made this clear, there is no contact between Chelsea and Emi Martinez. But we know that Chelsea need a goalkeeper. They are not prioritizing maybe the goalkeeper situation now after failing on Maino. But they will certainly, even if Maresca keeps saying in the public that he trusts his goalkeepers, I think Chelsea do want a goalkeeper. And when they get the right opportunity, they will go for one. Now, Martinez, they have said they have not contacted him yet, but it can change. The transfer window is still on, so it's possible that there will be a bit of competition later. It's brewing. Competition could brew, and in the next days we could see it. Competition for Emi Martinez. Now, what then would that mean? Well, United has got their list of options in the goalkeeping department. If you ask me, Emi Martinez should be the first priority. Now, if the competition arises, what then? What are the odds that Man United will have the advantage? Yes, the player wants United, but how much money will Aston Villa want? Then, of course, the talks then will have to start. Then the back and forth, the money situation with Man United is beginning now to be glaring for me, because it's what is slowing down the deals United might be looking to seal. It's a very tricky situation, but money moves the world, isn't it? Money, football is business, and this is the time when clubs make money in the transfer period. You have your good players you've nurtured. You want to get as much money as you can out of them, but also as a footballer, you want to get as much money as you earn. So you can't blame Sancho as well. So the situation with United and money matters at Man United are beginning to really matter, like literally. We are here to follow them. But when will money start mattering to you? When will it be an issue to you? When? From wherever you are, where you're watching me from, understand now that the internet is not just a place you go to for research or for entertainment or for communication and what have you. The internet is a place you can go to get money in legal, systematic, organized, realistic ways, not these speculative ways people tell you, where people don't even use their logic to understand that for you to earn money, reasonable money, as a trader, you need to invest so much, which probably don't have. So you find a poor youth from our poor Africa, Uganda, somewhere, wanting to learn how to trade, wanting to do forex trading, and you're thinking, okay, how much capital do you have to trade, and how much? Because the margins in trading are 50 shillings, 50. You buy this at 365, and you sell at 370. So if you're going to make profit, that is reasonable. How much money do you need to invest? Do you have that money? Guys, understand. That's why I tell you, understand the business of the internet. When you do that, you will see where you fall. Clearly, come and learn so that you earn realistically, because people are being duped. People are taking your money for no reason in things that don't make sense, but just because you're unaware. For lack of a better word, you're ignorant. Don't be ignorant if you're watching me here on the United Road Sport. If you're my follower, I'm here to open your eyes in 1 hour. That's all I need. 1 hour with you to show you how the internet really works for everyone. There are ways for everyone to earn at whichever level, realistic ways. That's what I teach you. And I'm not teaching you gambling. If you're looking to learn how to gamble, don't come to me. That's not what I'm teaching you. I'm not a gambler. You don't get rich by gambling. Gambling never makes nobody rich. No one. Let no one lie to you. But will it be a gamble for Manchester United to spend £65 million? Because I think Brentford will take that. On Mbeumo? Perhaps. Perhaps not. But that's where we're headed. The deal is still on. The talks are still going on, even through the weekend, because United want that deal to be sealed before the 7th of July, which is next Monday, the Monday after next. So certainly not so much time. Guys, the medical was set between Mbeumo and United. They agreed. I believe what Team Talk said. I told you the talks between United and Mbeumo are all completed. His wages, the terms, when they are testing him, what they will do to get him. Probably they'll send him a private jet from wherever he is on his holiday to go for his medical. All this on the player side has been sorted. It's now Brentford trying to squeeze an extra penny or an extra quid or pound out of United, and you can't blame them. It's understandable. They've got to make the money. It's business, and this is when you make it the most. Subscribe, like, and share, and let me catch you later.